disregards the wishes of we the people. Today we will be having a Tea Party protest downtown Statesville, 12 noon to 2 p.m. I call on everyone to come out and join us, corner of Front Street and Center Street. We have some speakers that are going to be speaking at the event. Mr. Flintlock, a local patriot. Mike is going to be there, be speaking. Al may be speaking with us. Dave is going to be there, and Reverend Bill Shope is not going to be able to make it today and speak due to some health-related problems, so our prayers go out to him. And as across this country on this day, the masses are celebrating our independence from England in 1776. I want to say I think it's fine to remember the past and consider what others did to make changes, but that was 233 years ago today. I am here today to say, are we truly independent, or should this be renamed Dependence Day, where we have incrementally been moved into a state of complete dominance by the federal government? I can't seem to get excited about what happened in the past, when as we speak we are under a complete attack for our liberty, for our freedom, for our children's future, for our own property rights, for our gun rights, for our own right to be free from an overbearing, overtaxing, nosy, lying leviathan of a government that is owned by Wall Street and the Federal Reserve banking system. Are we truly living free as we are constantly being indoctrinated that we are by the television? Or perhaps are we living as slaves to these massive debts, as slaves to the constant control and intrusiveness of a government hijacked by criminals, as slaves to a media that tells us only what they want us to hear and believe? No, on this July 4th, if we choose to reflect on the past, let's look at the last 50 years and what we, as the American people, have been subject to. Kennedy assassination, a complete lie by the government. A Northwoods document where our own government was willing to kill us, the citizens, to fake events to trick the American people into going to war with Cuba. Faked attacks on the USS Liberty. We've bombed 50 countries since World War II. The government burned down a church full of women and children at Waco. They have allowed our water to be fluoridated, our food and seeds to be patented. Expect us to believe the complete fairy tale of events their puppet media proposed during 9/11. Lied us into wars of aggression with Iraq and Afghanistan, with these fabled, well-funded, seemingly never-ending, unbeatable terrorist enemy. Just to name a few out of hundreds, and now our hopelessly bankrupt federal government, acting as the puppet for the international bankers, have purposely imploded our economy. And our government is fastly taking over complete control of every aspect of our lives. We have just witnessed once again, by far the majority of the American people opposed this cap-and-trade bill, yet Congress passed it. Next, the hate crimes bill, then the health care bill. While trillions have been stolen from the Treasury without any accountability, we are being completely sold out. We're being robbed, we're being looted, we're being bamboozled, we're being flim-flammed, we're being conned, we're being gypped, we're being hoodwinked, we're being manipulated and destroyed by Washington. So today I ask, where are the patriots today? We need you. Instead of everyone sitting back and having a warm, fuzzy feeling over what some did with a backbone 233 years ago today, I ask, when is the people of America going to say enough? We no longer accept giving the government 50% of our earnings, our jobs evaporating, Congress passing bills without even reading them, our government selling us out to the elite who, as we speak, are putting the final pieces in place for a one-world government. What is at stake this July 4th, 2009 is our very way of life. We're being destroyed from within by a shadow government that has been in existence since 1776. I call on the people to wake up this July 4th, 2009 to wise up, and this July 4th, 2009 to rise up this July 4th, 2009 and no longer believe the false reality being generated by the Hollywood and the media. To think for yourselves and become the change you want to see in the world. for this July 4th to be the beginning of an information revelation that leads to a freedom revolution. And with that said, everyone come out today to downtown Statesville and let's take it to the streets and let everyone know that we are not accepting this treason coming from Washington. They have run up massive debts, nationalized the banks, took over the auto industry, trying to take over health care. We have drifted so far from freedom and into the clutches of fascism that we are just mere steps away from a complete 1984 Orwellian government surveillance control grid police state takeover. I say today we are no longer independent but dependents without true freedoms. Let us today move from dependence back to true independence. Why do we as a people accept this oppression as acceptable? And I for one say let's take our country back for freedom, for liberty, for ourselves, for our children. Long live liberty. This July 4th, 2009, 12 to 2, downtown Statesville, bring signs, and let's show our disapproval of this failure of our government to represent us, the American citizens, and we, the people. So with that in mind, Brian, anything you'd like to add? Patriotism, activism, this July 4th, 2009?
Well, while many people around the country today celebrate freedoms that we used to have, it's important to realize we need to take to the streets now to restore those rights before that opportunity, that window, is gone forever.
Yes, what has happened in the last 8 to 10 months in America and what is happening as we speak should wake everyone up. $12 trillion looted from the Treasury, no accountability. We're on the hook for it. We have got some speeches we're going to play today to celebrate July 4th, and one of Brian's favorites is coming up after the second break this hour, and then next hour we've got one I think everyone will truly enjoy. There's one bit of news I wanted to get in. We probably got just enough time before the first break. We have reported on military being used against civilians here in America. Once again, this week is no different. We have another report. Missouri National Guard trained to kill militia insurgents in exercise. The Missouri National Guard is training to engage in combat with militia groups, according to the News Tribune. Again, every week we have another story like this, Brian. During the battalion's annual training exercise, 8 members of the Jefferson City-based unit acting as fictitious militant groups attempted to disrupt the battalion's operations through attacks and harassment. The battalion's other 2 units, the Kansas City-based 205th Area Support Medical Company and the Springfield-based 206th Area Support Medical Company, fended off the attacks while performing their medical duties, the newspaper reported on June 30th. An earlier article written by Silas Allen, also posted on the News Tribune website, details a Missouri National Guard unit practicing basic convoy operations during a training exercise in the Black Hills of South Dakota. During the exercise, an insurgent group with a reputation for harassing convoys with ambushes and improvised explosive devices attacked the Guard and the convoy. The unit was also told to look out for civilians trying to approach the convoy on the battlefield. The civilians could be working with the insurgent group or could simply have a legitimate complaint. The 2 exercises serve as a prime example of an orchestrated attempt by the government to train soldiers to military confront domestic militia groups. And once again this week we have another report on July the 4th, 2009, of the government training the National Guard here in America to deal with unruly American citizens as combatants. So we've got a lot of news to cover. We are coming up on a break. You're here on The Real News with Farron and Brian. Any of the clips that we play are on the website, therealnewsradio.com. But I hope we have a good turnout. We've got some good speakers lined up, and anyone that shows up at the Tea Party event this evening, this afternoon, will have the opportunity to speak. So it's an event for everyone to get involved with. A couple minutes left. Anything you'd like to add, Brian?
We also have hundreds of different DVDs, information, magazines, printouts, articles that are free to anyone that shows up.
Yeah, a lot of great information there. If you're interested in finding out what's really going on behind the scenes, we will have that information for you. I think last event, maybe give out, I don't know, a couple hundred at least. So, and some good speakers you want to come out and hear. And if you would like to speak, you will have that opportunity. We'll be back in 3 minutes on The Real News Radio, Farron and Brian.